When Elon Musk's private jet crashes in the Nevada desert, he thinks his biggest problem is survival. But what he discovers at an abandoned airstrip changes everything. Hidden in a rusty hangar, he finds a man everyone believes is dead, and a secret technology that could revolutionize space travel forever. What happens next will shock you. A missing SpaceX engineer, a Chinese spy on the plane, and a fusion device so powerful that governments will kill for it. This is the story of how a simple emergency landing became the most important day in human history. The Gulfstream G650ER cuts through the Nevada sky at 40,000 feet. Elon Musk sits in his leather chair, staring at his laptop screen. Numbers dance across it. Data from yesterday's SpaceX rocket test. Everything went perfect. All 3 rocket boosters landed right where they should have. Beautiful flight, he says to himself with a smile. Across the narrow aisle, his assistant Sarah Chen sleeps peacefully. Her head rests against the small round window. She worked all night to get ready for this trip. Sarah needs the rest. In the cockpit up front, Captain Jake Morrison checks his instruments. He has flown Elon's jet for 3 years now. Jake loves his job. The pay is great, and he gets to fly the best private plane in the world. Next to Jake sits co-pilot Maria Santos. She looks at weather maps on her tablet computer. Maria joined the flight crew 6 months ago. Jake trusts her completely. Clear skies all the way to Reno, Maria says in her calm voice. Perfect, Jake replies. Mr. Musk has a big meeting tonight. We need to be on time. The jet flies quietly over the empty desert below. Brown mountains and sand valleys go on forever. No cities down there, no roads, just wilderness. Then suddenly, red lights start flashing everywhere. Beep, beep, beep. The loud alarm makes Jake's heart jump. In 20 years of flying, he has never heard that sound before. What is that? Maria asks. Her eyes go wide with fear. Jake looks at his control panel. The left engine is getting too hot. Way too hot. Then they hear it. A horrible grinding noise from outside the plane. Metal scraping against metal. Something is very wrong with the left engine. Oh no, Jake whispers. Black smoke starts pouring from the left wing. Through the cockpit window, they can see thick, dark clouds behind them. Jake grabs the radio with shaking hands. His voice cracks when he speaks. Mayday, Mayday. This is Gulfstream N628TS. We have engine failure and are losing altitude fast. Satvider, whole plane starts shaking hard. Coffee cups rattle. Papers fly around the cabin like leaves in the wind. Sarah wakes up screaming. What's happening? Elon looks up from his laptop. His face turns white when he sees smoke outside his window. But he keeps his voice calm. Engine trouble. Stay buckled up tight. The plane drops suddenly. It feels like a broken elevator falling down. Everyone's stomach flips. Sarah grabs her chair arms so hard her hands hurt. Elon unbuckles his seatbelt. He walks carefully to the cockpit, holding the walls because the plane shakes so much. How bad is it? He asks Jake. Really bad, Jake says. Sweat drips down his face. The left engine is completely dead. And look at this. He points to another dial. The right engine is getting too hot now, too. Steam comes from both wings. Where can we land? Elon asks. His voice stays steady even though they are in big trouble. Jake points to his map with a shaking finger. The closest real airport is Las Vegas. That's 200 miles away. We will never make it that far. Maria stares at her tablet. Wait, she says. There's a small airstrip ahead. It's called Carson Valley. Is it big enough for our plane? Jake asks. Maria looks worried. It's very old. The runway might be broken, but it's our only chance. The plane drops again. This time, it's worse. Everyone screams, even Elon. The right engine starts making weird whining sounds. More black smoke pours out. We're going down, no idea, matter what, Maria says. Her voice shakes now. That old airstrip is our only hope. Jake fights to control the plane as it falls toward the desert. He grips the controls so tight his arms ache. Elon grabs the radio. This is Elon Musk. We're making an emergency landing at Carson Valley Airstrip. Send help now. Static crackles from the speaker. Then a voice answers, Sir, Carson Valley Airstrip closed 20 years ago. It's in the middle of nowhere. No rescue teams there. We don't have a choice. Elon shouts back. We're going down. The plane falls faster now. Through the windows, they see the desert rushing up at them. Brown sand and rocks everywhere. There, Maria points ahead. I see the runway. A long strip of gray concrete appears, far below. It looks tiny from way up here. Weeds grow through cracks in it. Old empty buildings sit next to it. It looks totally abandoned, Sarah says. She has come up behind them to see where they're landing. Because it is abandoned, Jake says. Everyone hold on. This landing will be very rough. As their broken plane drops toward the forgotten airstrip, Elon presses his face against the window. Something below catches his eye. Next to the old runway, he sees a small building. Its door is open just a little bit. Behind it sits an old pickup truck. His eyes go very wide. That's impossible, he whispers. What's impossible? Sarah asks. But Elon doesn't answer. He stares at something that makes no sense. Someone is living down there in this empty desert. But who? And why would anyone live in such a lonely place? The plane keeps falling. The mysterious airstrip gets bigger and bigger below them. Hold on tight, Jake shouts. This is going to hurt. The old runway rushes up at them fast. It looks like a long gray scar in the brown desert sand. Green weeds push up through big cracks in the concrete. Paint lines have faded away from years in the hot sun. We're coming in too fast, Maria yells. Jake pulls back on the controls with all his strength. His arms shake from trying so hard, but the plane won't slow down enough. Brace. For impact! He screams. Everyone grabs onto their seats. Sarah closes her eyes tight and says a prayer. Elon holds onto the cockpit door frame. His knuckles turn white. Bang! The wheels hit the broken runway hard. The whole plane bounces up into the air like a giant rubber ball. Then it slams down again, even harder. Crash! The landing gear squeals against the concrete. Sparks fly everywhere as metal scrapes on the rough surface. The plane slides sideways, tilting to one side. We're going to flip over, Sarah screams. But Jake fights the controls. He steers the plane back straight. They keep sliding down the runway, going way too fast. Smoke pours from the hot wheels. Ahead of them sits a rusty old airplane hangar. They are sliding right toward it. Turn! Turn! Maria shouts. Jake spins the wheel as hard as he can. The plane turns just enough. They miss the hangar by only a few feet and slide into the empty desert sand. Finally, they stop. Steam hisses from the broken engines. The smell of burned metal fills the air. Everyone sits very still for a long moment, not believing they are alive. Is everyone okay? Elon asks. First, his voice shakes a little. Sarah touches her forehead. Blood drips from a small cut. I'm okay, I think. Jake and Maria check all their body parts. Nothing is broken. They are lucky to be alive. The engines are completely dead. Jake says, looking at his instruments. "We're not flying out of here." They open the door and step outside. The Nevada heat hits them like walking into an oven. The sun blazes down on the empty desert. No trees anywhere. No shade, just endless brown sand and rocks. Elon pulls out his phone and looks at the screen. No signal. Jake tries the radio in the cockpit. Only static comes out. The crash must have broken our antenna. Sarah looks around at the empty desert. Great. We're stuck in the middle of nowhere, with no way to call for help. The airstrip looks like it has been empty forever. Weeds grow everywhere. Old fuel tanks sit rusted and broken. A faded windsock hangs limp on a bent pole. But Elon isn't looking at any of that. His eyes are fixed on the old airplane hangar. The big metal door is open just a crack. And behind the building, he can see that old pickup truck he spotted from the air. "Someone lives here," he says quietly. "That's impossible," Maria says. "This place has been closed for 20 years. Then, "Explain that truck," Elon points. They all look where he's pointing. The pickup truck is old and dusty, but the tires look new. Fresh tire tracks lead from it to the hangar. "Maybe it's just an old abandoned truck," Sarah says hopefully. "With new tires?" Elon asks. A hot desert wind blows across the airstrip. It makes a lonely whistling sound through the broken buildings. Somewhere in the distance, a bird cries out. "We need water," Jake says, wiping sweat from his face. "In this heat, we won't last long without it." "Maybe whoever owns that truck has some," Elon says. "Or maybe they don't want visitors," Maria warns. People who live in places like this usually want to be left alone. But Elon is already walking toward the hangar. His footsteps crunch on the gravel and sand. "Don't go in there alone," Jake calls after him. "This place could be dangerous." Elon stops and looks back. "We need help. If someone lives here, they might have water. Or a working radio." "What if they don't want to help?" Sarah asks. "Then we'll figure something else out," Elon says. "But we have to try." He walks closer to the hangar. The metal building is old and rusty. Part of the roof has holes in it. Through the gaps, sunlight makes bright spots on the floor inside. The door creaks as Elon pushes it open wider. Inside, it's dark and dusty. His eyes need time to adjust to the dim light. Old airplane parts are scattered everywhere. Broken propellers lean against the walls. Engine pieces sit on wooden tables. Everything is covered in thick dust. But in the back corner, hidden under a dirty blue tarp, is something that makes Elon's heart beat faster. He walks over and lifts up one corner of the tarp. What he sees underneath makes him gasp out loud. It's a rocket engine. But not just any rocket engine. It's small and sleek, with strange markings on the side. It looks like nothing he has ever seen before. The design is years ahead of anything SpaceX has built. "What the hell?" he whispers. "Hello, Elon," says a voice behind him. Elon spins around fast. In the doorway stands a man he thought was dead. "Tom? Tom Bradley?" Elon's mouth falls open wide. "But you died in that rocket explosion 5 years ago." The man in the doorway is tall and skinny. His hair is gray now, and his face has deep lines. He wears old work clothes covered in desert dust, but his eyes are the same. Elon knows those eyes. "Hello, Elon," Tom says quietly. "I didn't die. I just disappeared." Tom Bradley was one of SpaceX's first rocket engineers. He helped design the Falcon 1 rocket that started everything. He was like a big brother to Elon. They worked together for years, dreaming about reaching Mars. Then came that terrible day in 2019. A rocket engine exploded during a test. The blast was huge. Fire and smoke everywhere. When it was over, Tom was gone. They searched for days, but never found his body. The explosion, Elon whispers. We thought you were killed. I almost was, Tom says, stepping into the hangar. The blast threw me 50 feet. I was burned badly. Half my body looked like melted plastic. Tom rolls up his sleeve. Elon can see terrible scars on his arm. Old burn marks that never healed right. I was in the hospital for months, Tom continues. When I finally got out, I couldn't go back. Every time I saw a rocket, I remembered the fire, the pain, the fear. So you came here? Elon looks around the empty hangar. To the middle of nowhere? I needed to get away from everything, Tom says. This old airstrip was for sale cheap. I thought I could fix it up, maybe start a small airplane repair business. But mostly, I just wanted to be alone. Outside, Sarah's voice calls loudly. Elon, where are you? We're getting worried. My assistant, Elon explains to Tom. We crash-landed. Both engines failed. Tom nods slowly. I heard your plane coming. Down. Sounded bad. He pauses and looks at Elon with concern. Are your people hurt? Everyone's okay, but we're stuck, Elon says. No phone signal, no radio contact, and it's really hot out there. Tom's face softens. For the first time, he almost smiles. I can help with that. I have an old ham radio in my workshop. Sometimes, I talk to truck drivers on the highway. We can call for help. You'd do that for us? Elon asks. Of course, Tom says. Just because I'm hiding doesn't mean I'm heartless. They walk to the back of the hangar. Tom's workshop is small but very neat. Tools hang on the walls in perfect rows. A ham radio sits on a wooden table. Everything is organized and clean. Tom turns on the radio. It crackles to life. He adjusts the dials until he finds the emergency frequency. Breaker! Breaker! Tom says into the microphone. This is Desert Base calling Nevada Highway Patrol. We have an emergency at Carson Valley Airstrip. Static fills the air. Then a voice answers, This is Nevada Highway Patrol. Carson Valley Airstrip has been closed for 20 years. Who is this? This is Tom Bradley. I live here now. We have a plane down with engine failure. 4 people need rescue. A long pause. Then, did you say Tom Bradley? Sir, can you give us your full name and identification? Tom gives his social security number and his old SpaceX employee ID number. There's an even longer pause. Sir, our records show Tom Bradley died in an industrial accident in 2019. Tom looks at Elon and shakes his head sadly. It's complicated, but we really do need help out here. Elon takes the microphone. This is Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX and Tesla. We made an emergency landing and need help right away. Another pause. Sir, can you prove you're really Elon Musk? Elon gives his personal information and answers several questions. Finally, the dispatcher sounds convinced. Mr. Musk, we're sending helicopters to your location immediately. Estimated time of arrival is 2 hours. After the radio call, Elon and Tom sit in the small workshop. The desert heat makes everything shimmer outside like water. Why didn't you contact us? Elon asks. We all thought you were dead. Your family had a funeral. Your wife cried for months. Tom's eyes fill with tears. I was so broken, Elon. Not just my body, but my mind too. I blamed myself for the explosion. I thought everyone would be better off if I just stayed dead. What? Explosion? Elon asks, confused. Tom, the investigation showed it was a random equipment failure, not human error. I mixed the fuel wrong, Tom says, his voice cracking. I was tired that day. I made a mistake with the chemical formula. That's why the engine blew up. Elon stares at his old friend. That's not true. We checked everything 100 times. It was a faulty valve, not the fuel mixture. Tom looks up with surprise. A faulty valve? Yes. The valve stuck open and let too much oxygen into the combustion chamber. It had nothing to do with your work. Tom's hands start shaking. You mean, it wasn't my fault? It was never your fault, Elon says firmly. You were one of our best engineers. That accident could have happened to anyone. Tom puts his face in his hands and starts crying. 5 years of guilt and pain pour out of him. I've been living in hell, he sobs, thinking I killed people, thinking I destroyed everything we worked for. Nobody died in that explosion, Elon says gently. You were the only one hurt, and you survived. They sit quietly for a few minutes. Tom wipes his eyes with his dusty shirt. I've wasted 5 years, he says. No, you haven't. Elon looks back toward the rocket engine under the tarp. What is that thing? It's not like anything I've ever seen. Tom follows his gaze. That's what I've been working on. Something new. Something that could change everything. What do you mean? Tom walks over and pulls the tarp all the way off. The rocket engine gleams in the dim light. It's beautiful and strange at the same time. It's a fusion engine, Tom says proudly. It runs on water and produces almost no waste. This little engine could power a rocket to Mars in half the time. Elon's eyes go wide. That's impossible. Fusion engines are huge. They need massive cooling systems. Not this one, Tom says. I figured out how to make it small, really small. Outside, Sarah calls again. Elon! Something's wrong with Captain Morrison. Elon and Tom look at each other. Then they run toward the door. They burst out of the hangar into the blazing desert heat. Sarah stands next to their crashed plane, waving, her arms frantically. Over here! Hurry! She shouts. They run across the hot concrete runway. The sun beats down on them like a hammer. By the time they reach the plane, both men are already sweating hard. Captain Morrison lies on the ground next to the landing gear. His face is pale white and covered in sweat. His breathing comes in quick, shallow gasps. What happened? Elon asks, kneeling down beside his pilot. He just collapsed, Sarah says, panic filling her voice. 1 minute he was checking the plane. Engines! The next minute he fell over. I think he's having a heart attack. Co-pilot Maria Santos kneels on Morrison's other side. Jake, can you hear me? Talk to me! Morrison's eyes flutter open slowly. He looks confused and scared. My chest, he whispers. Feels like someone lit it on fire. Tom pushes past everyone and kneels next to Morrison. Let me check him, he says. I used to be a paramedic before I became an engineer. You were a paramedic? Elon asks with surprise. Worked my way through college, Tom explains. He checks Morrison's pulse at his wrist. Then he listens to his breathing. He looks at the color of his skin and checks his eyes. This isn't a heart. Attack, Tom says after a minute. How do you know? Sarah asks. Wrong symptoms, Tom explains. Heart attacks usually cause chest pain that spreads to the arm. His pulse is fast but steady. And look at his skin. He's sweating, but not the right way. Tom touches Morrison's forehead. When did he last drink water? Maria thinks for a moment. Not since we took off from Los Angeles. That was over 4 hours. Ago. In this desert heat, you can get dehydrated really fast, Tom says, especially after the stress of an emergency landing. His body is shutting down from lack of water. Tom runs back to his workshop. and returns with a bottle of water and a first aid kit. "Small sips," he tells Morrison. "Don't drink too much at once or you'll throw up." While Tom takes care of Morrison, Elon notices something strange. Maria Santos is standing away from the group. She has her phone out, typing on it. "Maria," Elon calls to her, "what are you doing?" She looks up, startled. "Just checking for..." cell phone signal. But Elon can see her phone screen from where he stands. It shows a text message that says, "Mission complete. Package delivered." His blood turns cold. What mission? What package? Maria realizes she's been caught. Her whole attitude changes instantly. She's no longer the scared co-pilot. Now she looks cold and mean. "I work for a company called Northrop Grumman," she says calmly. "They wanted to know about SpaceX's new rocket designs. I planted a listening device in your plane." Elon can't believe what he's hearing. "You're a spy? You sabotaged our engines?" "The engine failure was real," Maria says, "but I made sure we would land somewhere far from help. Somewhere I could complete my mission without being interrupted." Sarah gasps and covers her mouth with her hands. "You almost killed us all!" Maria shrugs like she doesn't care. Industrial spying is a dangerous business. Sometimes people get hurt. Tom stands up, his face red with anger. "You put innocent people at risk just to steal company secrets?" "SpaceX is worth billions of dollars," Maria says. "The information I recorded could be worth millions to the right buyer." Elon pulls out his phone and shows her the screen. "You're too late. I uploaded all our latest rocket designs to our secure servers before we took off. Whatever you recorded is just old, useless information." Maria's confident expression crumbles. She realizes her dangerous mission was for nothing. In the distance, they can hear the sound of helicopter rotors getting louder. The rescue team is almost there. "The cavalry is coming," Sarah says with relief. But Tom puts his hand on Elon's shoulder. His face looks worried again. "Elon, there's something else you need to know. Something about why I really disappeared." "What do you mean?" Elon asks. Tom reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small electronic device. It's about the size of a smartphone, but thicker. Strange symbols are carved into the metal surface. "I've been working on more than just that rocket engine," Tom says quietly. "I've created something that could change space travel forever. But someone has been trying to steal it." "What is it?" Sarah asks, staring at the device. "A miniature fusion reactor," Tom says. "It produces unlimited clean energy from tiny amounts of fuel. This little device could power a rocket to Mars and back." Again, Elon's eyes go wide. "That's impossible! Fusion reactors are huge machines." "Not anymore," Tom says. He shows them a small LED light connected to the device. It glows brightly. "This has been running for 3 months straight on 1 gram of fuel." Maria's eyes lock onto the device. Even though she's been caught as a spy, she can't hide her interest. "If this technology is real," Sarah whispers, "it would change everything. Cars, planes, power plants, space travel." "That's exactly why I've been hiding," Tom says. "Foreign governments want this technology. Big corporations would kill for it. Some people already have tried to kill for it." The helicopter sounds are getting very close now. Dust starts swirling around them. "Is that why Maria is really here?" Elon asks. "Not for rocket designs, but for your fusion device?" Tom nods grimly. "Too many people know I'm alive now. That radio call gave away my exact location." Maria speaks up for the first time in several minutes. "You're all crazy. Fusion reactors that small don't exist." but her eyes keep staring at the device in Tom's hand. She wants it, even if she won't admit it. Morrison sits up slowly, feeling better after drinking water. What's everyone talking about? What device? The first rescue helicopter appears over a nearby hill. It's big and loud, with Nevada Highway Patrol painted on the side. They'll be here in 2 minutes, Tom says, looking at the approaching aircraft. Then he turns to Elon, with fear in his eyes. Once they land, my secret location won't be secret anymore. I'll have to run again. No, Elon says firmly. You're coming with us. It's time to stop hiding. Suddenly, Maria reaches into her flight bag and pulls out a black gun. Nobody move, she shouts, pointing the weapon at Tom. I'm taking that device with me. Everyone freezes like statues. Maria holds the black gun steady in both hands. Her finger rests on the trigger. The smile on her face is cold and mean. I lied before, she says. I don't work for Northrop Grumman. I work for the Chinese government. That fusion device is coming with me to Beijing. Captain Morrison tries to stand up from where he sits on the ground. Maria, don't do this. You're my co-pilot. I trusted you with my life. Trust is something I can't afford, Maria replies without looking at him. China needs this technology. America has had too many advantages for too long. The rescue helicopter gets closer and closer. The sound of its rotors fills the air. Dust and sand blow everywhere. Elon steps forward slowly. You can't just steal it and expect to fly away. Those helicopters will stop you. Watch me, Maria says, swinging the gun toward Elon. I have backup plans. Chinese agents are waiting for me. Sarah backs away slowly, her hands up in the air. Please don't hurt anyone. We'll give you whatever you want. Tom looks down at the small fusion device in his hand. 5 years of work. The key to humanity's future in space. He can't let it fall into the wrong hands. You know what? Tom says, suddenly, maybe nobody should have this technology. Before anyone can stop him, Tom throws the device high up into the air. It spins against the blue desert sky like a silver coin. No! Maria screams. She points her gun upward and pulls the trigger. Bang! 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 The gunshots echo across the empty desert. But the device is too small and moving too fast. All 3 bullets miss. The fusion reactor crashes down onto the concrete runway and breaks into 100 pieces. Sparks fly from the broken electronics. The little LED light goes dark forever. Maria stares at the scattered pieces in complete shock. You destroyed it. Years of work. Gone. I can build another one, Tom says calmly. But this time, I'll make sure it's used to help people, not hurt them. You have no idea what you've done, Maria says. Her voice shakes with anger. My people will not be happy about this failure. Your people will have to find another way to steal American technology, Elon says. The rescue helicopter lands 50 feet away. 4 men in uniform jump out and run toward them. They carry medical equipment and radios. Over here. Sarah waves at them. We need help! When the rescue workers see Maria pointing a gun at everyone, they stop running. The lead man speaks into his radio. This is Rescue 1. We have a hostile situation. Armed suspect on scene. Request immediate backup. Maria knows she's trapped now. More helicopters appear on the horizon. These ones are painted with military colors. Looks like your escape plan just got harder, Tom says. Maria finally lowers her gun. She knows she's been beaten. I want to make a deal. I'll give you information about other Chinese spies in exchange for immunity. That's not our decision to make, says the lead rescue worker. But you can discuss it with the FBI when they get here. While the rescue team secures Maria's weapon, Tom walks over to the broken pieces of his fusion device. He picks up a small metal fragment and studies it carefully. "The science is still in my head," he tells Elon quietly. "I can rebuild it. But next time, I'll add better security features." "What kind of security?" Elon asks. "Biometric locks, DNA scanners, maybe even a self-destruct system if the wrong person tries to use it." Sarah helps Captain Morrison stand up. His color is much better after drinking water and resting in the shade. "Will you be okay?" she asks Tom. Tom smiles for the first time since they met him. "I think so. It feels good to finally stop hiding from the world." More helicopters land around the airstrip. Soldiers and FBI agents jump out. They quickly take Maria into custody and secure the crash site. An FBI agent in a black suit approaches Tom. "Mr. Bradley, Agent Peterson, Federal Bureau of Investigation. We need to talk about your research." "How did you know about my research?" Tom asks. "We've been looking for you for 2 years," Peterson explains. "Foreign governments have been asking questions about a missing SpaceX engineer. We figured out you might still be alive." "What happens now?" Tom asks nervously. "Now you come with us," Peterson says. "Your fusion technology is a matter of national security. We need to make sure it's protected." Elon steps between them. "He's under my protection. Tom can work at SpaceX under our security." "Mr. Musk, with respect, this is bigger than SpaceX," Peterson says. "This technology could change the balance of power in the world." Tom looks back and forth between them. "I have one condition," he says. "What's that?" Peterson asks. "The fusion technology gets shared with everyone eventually. Not just America. Not just China. The whole world." Peterson frowns. "That's not how national security works. It's how human progress works." Tom replies firmly. "This technology belongs to all of humanity, not just one country." Elon nods in agreement. Tom's right. The future of space travel should benefit everyone. A military helicopter lands nearby. More serious-looking people in suits get out and walk toward them. "Looks like this conversation is about to get more complicated," Sarah observes. Tom watches all the government people approaching. "My quiet life in the desert is definitely over." "Maybe that's a good thing," Elon says. "You've been hiding long enough. The world needs your brilliance. And I need to see my family again," Tom says quietly. "I've been a coward for too long." As the government agents surround them, Tom reaches into his other pocket. He pulls out another small device, identical to the one he just destroyed. "Good. Thing I always make backups," he whispers to Elon with a sly wink. Elon's eyes go wide. "You sneaky genius." "Shh," Tom says, slipping the backup device back into his pocket. Some secrets are worth keeping. Agent Peterson walks up to them with 3 other FBI agents. They all wear dark sunglasses and serious expressions. "Mr. Bradley, we need you to come with us for debriefing," Peterson says. "Your fusion technology is classified as a national security asset." "What does that mean?" Tom asks. "It means the government owns it now," one of the other agents explains. "Any technology that could be used as a weapon belongs to the United States." Tom's face gets red with anger. "I didn't create this to make weapons. I wanted to help people explore space." "Your intentions don't matter," Peterson says coldly. "What matters is keeping this technology out of enemy hands." Elon steps forward. "Tom is a private citizen. He can work for whoever he wants." "Not anymore," Peterson replies. "Mr. Bradley is now under federal protection. That means he works where we tell him to work." Sarah looks confused. Can they really do that? In matters of national security, yes, Peterson says. We have broad powers to protect important assets. Tom feels trapped. After 5 years of hiding, he thought he was finally free. Now the government wants to control his life just like he feared. I won't build weapons, Tom says firmly. I don't care what you threaten me with. We're not asking you to build weapons, Peterson says. We want you to build fusion reactors for space exploration, under government supervision. What's the difference? Tom asks. The difference is we control who gets the technology, Peterson explains. We decide which countries can use it and which ones can't. Tom shakes his head. That's not what I want. This technology should help everyone reach the stars. More helicopters keep landing around the airstrip. Soon, there are a dozen. Aircraft scattered across the old runway. Soldiers set up a security perimeter around the crash site. Captain Morrison, who is feeling much better now, speaks up. What about us? Can we go home? You'll all be debriefed first, Peterson says. This incident involves foreign spies and classified technology. We need to know everything that happened. How long will that take? Sarah asks. As long as it takes, Peterson replies. A new helicopter lands, bigger than the others. A woman in an expensive suit gets out and walks toward them. She has gray hair and carries herself like someone very important. Who's that? Tom asks. Peterson's face goes pale. That's Director Williams from the Department of Energy. She outranks everyone here. Director Williams approaches their group. Even in the desert heat, she looks cool and calm. Mr. Bradley, she says, extending her hand to Tom. I'm Director Williams. I've been looking forward to meeting you. Tom shakes her hand carefully. Ma'am, your fusion work is remarkable, she continues. We've been studying your old research papers. Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Tom says, not sure if he should feel proud or worried. I have a proposition for you, Director Williams says. Work with us voluntarily, and you'll have unlimited funding and the best research team in the world. Refuse, and we'll classify your work and lock it away forever. Tom looks at Elon, then back at the director. What about my family? I haven't seen them in 5 years. Of course you can see your family, Director Williams says with a smile. In fact, we insist on it. Happy scientists do better work. And my condition about sharing the technology with the world? Director Williams' smile fades a little. That's negotiable. In time. Tom knows what in time means from the government. It means never. I need to think about it, Tom says. Of course, Director Williams says. You have until we reach Las Tifi, Vegas to decide. She walks away to speak with other agents. Tom feels the weight of the backup device in his pocket. At least, they don't know about that one yet. What are you going to do? Elon asks quietly. I don't know, Tom admits. If I say no, they'll make sure my technology never sees the light of day. If I say yes, they'll turn it into something I never wanted. There might be a third option, Elon says with a small smile. What do you mean? Work with them, but also work with me, Elon explains. Share your research through SpaceX. We can make sure the technology gets out to the world eventually. Tom's eyes light up. You mean work for both the government and SpaceX? Why not? The government gets their security. SpaceX gets the technology. And eventually, the world gets the benefits. Sarah joins their conversation. That's actually brilliant. You'd be protected by government security, but you'd still have freedom to innovate. Tom thinks about it for a moment. It could work, but I'd need guarantees. What kind of guarantees? Elon asks. That my family stays safe, that the technology eventually gets shared, and that I never have to build weapons. I think we can make that happen, Elon says. Director Williams returns to their group. Have you made your decision, Mr. Bradley? I'll work with you, Tom says, but I have conditions. I'm listening. Tom explains his terms. Director Williams listens carefully, occasionally nodding. Your conditions are acceptable, she says finally. Welcome back to the world of rocket science, Mr. Bradley. As they prepare to board the helicopters for the flight to Las Vegas, Tom pulls Elon aside one more time. There's something else you should know, Tom says quietly. The fusion device isn't my only invention. What else have you been working on? Tom smiles mysteriously. Let's just say that getting to Mars might be easier than anyone thinks. Tom, what did you build out there in the desert? You'll see, Tom says, patting his pocket where the backup device sits hidden. Some surprises are worth waiting for. They climb into the helicopter as the sun begins to set over the Nevada desert. Tom looks back at his old airstrip one last time. It was his prison for 5 years, but it was also where he created the future. Now it's time to share that future with the world. But first, he has a family to reunite with. The helicopter flies over the Nevada desert toward Las Vegas. Tom stares out the window at the endless sand and rocks below. After 5 years of hiding, he's finally going home. But his stomach feels full of butterflies. Are you nervous? Elon asks, sitting across from him. Tom nods, terrified. What if my family doesn't want me back? What if they're angry at me for staying away so long? They won't be angry, Sarah says gently. I looked up old news stories about your disappearance. Your wife, Jennifer, never gave up hope. Even after she remarried, she kept your picture on her desk at work. Tom's eyes fill with tears. She remarried? I was afraid of that. She thought you were dead, Sarah explains. But she never stopped loving you. The news articles said she told reporters that if you ever came home, there would always be room for you in her heart. What about my children? Tom asks. They were so young when I left. Emma was only 12. Jack was just 9. Emma is 17 now, Sarah says. She's about to graduate high school. And Jack is 14. They both look just like you. Tom wipes his eyes with his sleeve. They probably don't even remember me. Kids don't forget their fathers, Captain Morrison says from his seat. He's feeling much better after drinking water and resting. I lost my dad when I was 10. Car accident. If he had walked through our front door 5 years later, I would have been the happiest kid in the world. But what about Jennifer's new husband? Tom asks. What about the life they've built without me? Love doesn't work that way, Sarah says. There's room for everyone in a family. The heart doesn't have limits. The helicopter begins its descent toward Las Vegas. The city lights twinkle like stars in the desert night. Tom can see the famous casino signs glowing in bright colors. We'll land at McCarran Airport, the pilot announces. There's a crowd of reporters waiting for you, Mr. Musk. Elon sighs. Word travels fast. They probably heard about the emergency landing and the spy. Agent Peterson speaks into his radio. We need a secure route through the airport. No media contact until after debriefing. The helicopter touches down on a private section of the airport runway. Several black SUVs wait for them with their engines running. Stay close to me, Peterson tells Tom. We'll get you through the crowd quickly. As they walk across the tarmac, Tom sees the crowd of reporters and camera crews pressed against the fence. Their bright lights flash like lightning. They shout questions over the noise of helicopter engines. Mr. Musk, what caused the crash? Is it true there was a spy on your plane? Who is the mystery man with you? Elon stops and faces the cameras. "I'll make one brief statement. We experienced mechanical failure and made an emergency landing. Thanks to the skill of our pilot and the help of a good Samaritan, everyone is safe. That's all I can say right now." He doesn't mention Tom's real name or the fusion technology. Some secrets need to stay secret for now. Inside the airport terminal, they find a quiet conference room, away from the crowds. Tom sits in a chair and stares at his hands. They're shaking. "I need to call Jennifer," he says, "but I don't know what to say. It's been 5 years." How do you start a conversation like that? Start with, "I'm alive," Elon suggests. The rest will come naturally. Sarah hands Tom her phone. Her number is still the same. I check the phone book. Tom's hands shake as he dials the familiar numbers. The phone rings once, twice, 3 times. His heart pounds harder with each ring. "Hello?" A woman's voice answers. It sounds older than Tom remembers, but it's definitely Jennifer. "Jennifer!" Tom's voice cracks like a teenager's. It's me!" Complete silence on the other end. Tom can hear his own heartbeat in his ears. Then a gasp. Tom, is that really you? Or am I dreaming again?" "It's really me," he whispers. "I'm alive. I'm so sorry I've been gone for so long." Jennifer starts crying. Tom can hear her sobbing through the phone. "Where have you been? We looked everywhere for you. The police, the FBI, private investigators. We spent our life savings trying to find you." "I was hurt badly in the explosion," Tom explains. "I was in the hospital for months. When I got out, I was so messed up mentally. I thought you and the kids would be better off if you believed I was dead." "Better off?" Jennifer's voice rises. "Tom, I've been dying inside for 5 years. Every single day, I wondered if you were alive somewhere. Every night, I dreamed you would walk through our door." "I'm in Las Vegas right now," Tom says. Would you want to see me? I know you have a new life now. I'm getting on the hour fee." "Next plane," Jennifer says immediately. "Don't you dare disappear again, Tom Bradley. Promise me." "I promise," Tom says. "I'm done hiding." After the phone call, Tom sits quietly for a long time. Everyone gives him space to think about what just happened. "She's coming," Tom finally says. "She still loves me after all this time." "Of course she does," Sarah says. "That kind of love doesn't just disappear." "What about her husband?" Tom asks. "One step at a time," Elon says. "First, focus on seeing your family. Everything else will work itself out." 3 hours later, Jennifer Bradley walks through the airport arrival gate. She's older than Tom remembers, with gray streaks in her brown hair and new lines around her eyes. But she's still beautiful. They see each other across the crowded terminal. For a moment, neither one moves. 5 years of separation and pain hang in the air between them. Then Jennifer starts running. Tom opens his arms wide. They crash into each other in a hug that seems to last forever. "I thought you were dead," she sobs into his shoulder. "I thought I was too," he whispers back. "But I'm here now. I'm really here." They hold each other and cry as people walk around them. Neither one wants to let go ever again. "The kids," Jennifer says finally. "They need to see you. Emma never believed you were really dead. She always said she could feel that you were still alive somewhere." "And Jack?" Jennifer's face gets sad. "Jack is angry. He's been the man of the house since he was 9 years old. He blames you for leaving us." Tom nods. "I understand. I abandoned him when he needed me most." "You didn't abandon us," Jennifer says firmly. "You were hurt and scared and traumatized. There's a big difference." As they stand together in the busy airport, Tom realizes his journey is just beginning. He's found his family again, but now he has to earn their trust back. And somewhere in his pocket, the backup fusion device waits to help humanity reach for the stars. The next morning, Tom and Jennifer sit in a government safe house in Las Vegas. Through the window, they can see the desert mountains in the distance. Agent Peterson's security team keeps watch outside. "The kids are flying in this afternoon," Jennifer says, holding Tom's hand. "Emma is so excited she couldn't sleep. But Jack, he's still angry." Tom nods sadly. "I hurt him the most. 9 years. Old is too young to lose your father." "He had to grow up fast," Jennifer explains. "When you disappeared, he became the man of the house. He helped me with everything. Bills, fixing things, taking care of Emma. He's been protecting our family for 5 years." "What about your new husband?" Tom asks gently. Jennifer looks down at her wedding ring. "David is a good man. He loves the kids like they're his own. When I got the call that you were alive, I told him right away." "What did he say?" "He said he always knew this day might come." Jennifer smiles a little. "He said he was just keeping your family safe until you could come home." Tom feels tears in his eyes. "He sounds like a better man than me." "Don't say that," Jennifer says firmly. "You didn't leave us on purpose. You were hurt and traumatized. David understands that." A knock on the door interrupts them. Agent Peterson enters with Elon and Sarah. "Mr. Bradley, we need to discuss your work arrangements," Peterson says. "Director Williams wants to set up a new research facility for you." "Where?" Tom asks. "Anywhere you want," Peterson replies. "We're thinking somewhere near your family, maybe California or Texas." Tom looks at Jennifer. "What do you think?" "I think our family has been apart long enough," she says. Elon speaks up. "Tom, I have a better idea. Why don't you set up your lab at SpaceX headquarters in California? You can work on government projects and our Mars mission at the same time." "Is that allowed?" Tom asks Peterson. "As long as all fusion research goes through proper security channels," Peterson says. "Director Williams has already approved the arrangement." "What about my condition?" Tom asks. "About sharing the technology with the world eventually?" Peterson hesitates. "That's still being discussed at high levels." Tom reaches into his pocket and feels the backup fusion device. He hasn't told anyone about it yet. That device represents true freedom, the power to share his invention with whoever he chooses. "I'll take the SpaceX job," Tom decides. "But I want guarantees about my family's safety." "Done," Peterson says. "You'll have government protection for as long as you need it." That afternoon, Tom waits nervously in the safe house living room. Jennifer holds his hand as they hear a car pull up outside. "They're here," she whispers. The front door opens. Emma Bradley walks in first. She's 17 now, tall and beautiful with long brown hair. She looks exactly like her mother did at that age. "Dad?" Emma says, her voice shaking. "Hi, sweetheart," Tom says, standing up. Emma runs across the room and throws her arms around him. "I knew you were alive. I always knew it." They hug for a long time. Tom can't believe how much his little girl has grown. Then Jack Bradley walks in. He's 14 now, shorter than his sister but stocky and strong. His face shows no emotion at all. "Jack," Tom says, walking toward his son. Jack takes a step back. "Where have you been?" His voice is cold and angry. Tom kneels down to his son's eye level. "I was hurt in an accident. I was scared and confused. I made a terrible mistake by staying away. We needed you, Jack says, his voice cracking. Mom cried every night for 2 years. Emma had nightmares. I had to be the man of the house when I was only 9 years old. Tom's heart breaks. I'm so sorry, son. I should have come home to you. Sorry doesn't fix 5 years, Jack says. But there are tears in his eyes now. You're right, Tom says. I can't fix the past. But I'm here now, and I'm never leaving again. Jack stares at his father for a long moment. Then he falls into Tom's arms and starts crying. I missed you so much, Dad, Jack sobs. Every day, I wondered if you were dead or alive. I missed you too, son, Tom whispers. Every single day. They hold each other while Jennifer and Emma cry happy tears. Later that evening, Elon visits the safe house. He finds Tom sitting on the back porch, looking up at the stars. Beautiful night, Elon says, joining him on the porch steps. I used to look at these same stars from my desert hideout, Tom says, wondering if I'd ever see my family again. And now you have them back. Thanks to you, Tom says. If your plane hadn't crashed at my airstrip, I'd still be hiding out there. Maybe. It wasn't really an accident, Elon says thoughtfully. What do you mean? I've been thinking about Maria Santos. She said she made sure we'd land somewhere remote. What if she knew you were at that airstrip? Tom considers this. You think the Chinese government found me? It's possible, Elon says. They've been looking for missing American rocket scientists. Maybe they finally tracked you down. But how? Elon pulls out his phone and shows Tom a satellite photo. This is your airstrip from space. Look at the date. It's from 6 months ago. Tom studies the image. He can see his workshop, his truck, even his radio antenna. Someone's been watching you for a long time, Elon says. Maybe Maria caused our engine failure just to have an excuse to land where she knew you'd be. Tom sits back in shock. All those radio calls to truck drivers, they could have been tracking my signal. Exactly. You led them right to yourself. But it worked out, Tom says. I'm free now. I have my family back. And I'm going to help you get to Mars. Tom reaches into his pocket and pulls out the backup fusion device. In the starlight, it gleams like a small silver treasure. Good thing. I made this, he says, showing it to Elon. Elon's eyes go wide. You kept the backup? Always make 2 of everything important, Tom says with a grin. My father taught me that. What are you going to do with it? Tom looks up at the red dot of Mars shining in the night sky. First, we're going to use it to get humans to Mars safely. Then, slowly and carefully, we're going to share this technology with the whole world. The government won't like that. The government doesn't know about this device, Tom says. And what they don't know can't hurt them. Elon smiles. You sneaky genius. 5 years in the desert teaches you to be careful, Tom says. This little device will change everything. Clean energy for everyone, faster space travel, maybe even an end to wars fought over oil and gas. When do we start? Tom stands up and looks one more time at Mars. Tomorrow he'll begin working with the government on official fusion research. But tonight, he has the real fusion device in his pocket and his family sleeping safely inside. We start tomorrow, Tom says. The future is waiting for us. As they walk back inside, Tom thinks about his incredible journey. A man who disappeared in an explosion has returned with the key to the stars. A father who abandoned his family has found his way home. A scientist who hid from the world is ready to change it forever. The fusion device in his pocket will power rockets to Mars, but it's the love of his family that will power his heart for the rest of his life. 5 years ago, Tom Bradley was lost in the desert. Tonight, he knows exactly where he belongs. Home. That was the end of this incredible journey with Elon Musk and Tom Bradley. From a terrifying crash landing to a heartwarming family reunion, we witnessed how one emergency changed everything. I'm curious, where are you listening from right now? Drop your location in the comments below. I love hearing from viewers around the world. If you enjoyed this amazing tale, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for much more fascinating content like this. We bring you the most interesting and inspiring narratives from around the globe. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Spreading these uplifting messages helps create more kindness and awareness in our world. Together, we can make a difference, one share at a time. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next video.